you all a very good morning, my dear students. Well, this is your trainer here, Payal, and today I am going to narrate you the stories of our great Lord Shiva. Since the month of Savan is going on and we are worshipping Lord Shiva, so let's pay a tribute to Lord Shiva with all the aspiring stories of Lord Shiva. Okay, and my dear student, it is my earnest request that please listen to these stories of our Lord Shiva wholeheartedly. Okay, so let's start. Lord Shiva's stories, my dear, for kids are quite interesting and intriguing. Also known as Mahadev, he is one of the three deities of the great Trinity or the Hindu triad. As per the Hindu mythology, the three gods Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiv are responsible for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe, respectively, right? So, you know the story behind it. Shiv is considered very powerful yet soft hearted, who melts like ice to the prayers of his devotees. Over the centuries, kiddos, a number of stories have been written and read about Lord Shiv's powers, love, anger, and more. In this section, I have listed most popular short stories of Lord Shiv for all you kids to listen, and it is again going to be divided into two segments so that you don't make any mistakes and errors. Okay, so let's start with the first part, which is the birth of Lord Shiv. Shiv, Lord, is referred to as Swayambhu, meaning self-existing, because he was not born from the womb of a woman. There is an interesting story behind the birth of Lord Shiv. One day, Brahma and Vishnu were arguing about each other's predominance and importance in the universe. As the debate was on, a mysterious pillar appeared in front of them. Both of them could not understand what the pillar was and wondered if there exists any other supreme power than them. They decided to unravel the mystery of the mighty pillar. Lord Brahma transformed into a goose and flew upward to find the apex of the pillar, while Lord Vishnu transformed into a boar and dug the ground to find the root. However, they could find neither and came back to the place from where they started only to witness the emergence of Lord Shiva from the pillar. It made them accept the fact that Lord Shiva was the supreme power. So it is one of the best stories for you kids, okay, of our Lord Shiva. Let's go to the second part of the story, which is marriage of Shiv and Parvati goddess, okay? In the story of divine love, the reincarnation of goddess Kauri Devi as Parvati and her long desire to marry Lord Shiv is an example of eternal love. The ruler of Himalaya, Himavad, and his wife Menaka were ardent followers of Lord Shiv and wished for a daughter who could marry the deity. For this, Menaka performs a 3-day long penance to appease goddess Kauri Devi, the first wife of Lord Shiv. The goddess promises Menaka to take birth as the daughter and jumps into the fire to be reincarnated as goddess Parvati. This leaves Lord Shiv heartbroken and he goes into a long penance to mourn the loss of his beloved wife. One day, Narada visits the kingdom of Himawat to see the baby and forecasts that she will marry Lord Shiv. As goddess Parvati grows, she spends days and nights praying for Lord Shiv. Appeased by goddess Parvati's devotion, Lord Shiv decides to test her by disguising himself as a Brahmin. He tells her not to marry a person who is poor and devoid of a materialistic life. However, goddess Parvati says firmly, I would marry none other than Lord Shiv. The pleasing answer makes Lord Shiv comes back to his original form and acknowledge the marriage proposal. Thus, he gets back his wife in the form of goddess Parvati. The story of their marriage is one of the most famous stories of our Lord Shiv. Let's go to the third part of the story, which is Lordship and the Fisherwoman. Lordship started explaining the Vedas to his wife goddess Parvati, and that goes on for several years. But one day, goddess Parvati loses her concentration. Then, annoyed Lordship curses her to go to the earth and take birth as a fisherwoman. Goddess Parvati takes birth as a baby girl and chief of fisherman community. Her Varus takes her to his home. He names her Goddess Parvati and brings her up. Meanwhile, Lord Shiva realizes his mistakes and starts missing his wife. Seeing this, his disciple Nandi suggests Lord Shiva call Goddess Parvati back. Lord Shiva replies that he can't do it because, as per her birth, she is destined to marry an angler. Oh my God! Hearing this, Nandi comes up with a plan to reunite Goddess Shiva and our own Goddess Parvati, Lordship and Goddess Parvati. He takes the form of a big shark and goes into the sea where the fisherman goes fishing. He starts troubling the fisherman, knowing about this. Parvati announces that whoever catches the whale would get to marry his daughter. The chief and his daughter Parvati prayed to Lord Shiva to help him. Listening to Goddess Parvati prays, Lord Shiva turns into a young fisherman and comes to the fisherman's rescue. So Nandi happily lets his master catch him. This way, Lord Shiva remarries Goddess Parvati. Let's go to the first part of the story is birth of Lord Shiva's daughter Ashoka Sundari. Now, what happens? Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati were taking a stroll in the beautiful garden Nandavana when they came across the wish fulfilling tree Kalpavriksha. Goddess Parvati often used to feel lonely when Lord Shiva would go out of the Kailash mountain to fight the evil forces. So she wishes for a daughter from the Kalpavrishka and the wish gets granted. A daughter is born to Parvati, whom she names as Ashok Sundari, wherein Ashok means without sorrow and Sundari means beautiful. So folklore goes that when Lord Shiva beheaded Lord Ganesha, Ashok Sundari was present there as she got scared by her father's act. She hid behind a sack of salt. Later, her father pacifies her and brings her back to normal. Thus, Ashok Sundari's name got associated with salt. Okay, so my dear students, I have explained the first part of the story of Lord Shiva and our goddess Parvati. So I hope you have listened to these stories very attentively. Very soon, kiddos, I am going to be there with the second part. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Bye bye.